Good morning, children. Today in DP, we are going to continue the same chapter, that is federalism. Children, what is the meaning of federalism? Federalism is a system of government under which power is divided between a central authority and its various constituent units. The various constituent units and the central authority run their administration independently and do not interfere unnecessarily in the affairs of one another. Children, in yesterday's lecture, we have studied about what makes India a federal country. And today we will study how federalism is practiced in our country. Children, constitutional provisions are necessary for the success of federalism, but these are not sufficient. The real success of federalism in India can be attributed to the nature of democratic politics in our country. To follow the true spirit of federalism, respect for diversity, and desire for living together should become a shared ideal in our country. Means how in 1947 the boundaries of several old states of India were changed in order to create new states. This was done to ensure that people who spoke same language lived in same states like Maharashtra, Gujarat. Some states were created not on the basis of language but to recognize differences based on culture, ethnicity, or geography. For example, states like Nagaland, Uttarakhand, and Jharkhand. Children, do you know how the federal experiment has been successful in the matter of formation of states in India? The federal experiment had been successful in the matter of formation of state in India because of the nature of democratic politics of the country, because of true democracy of our country. Children, earlier when the demand for the formation of linguistic states was raised, some national leaders feared that it would lead to the disintegration of the country. But the experiences have shown that the formation of linguistic states has actually made the country more united. It has also made administration easier. Now, a second test for Indian Federation is the language policy. The Indian Constitution did not give the status of national language to any of the one language. Hindi was identified as the official language. Children, Hindi is an official language, not a national language. Our constitution has not given the status of national language to any one language. As Hindi is the mother tongue of only 40% of Indians, therefore, there were many safeguards to protect other languages. Besides Hindi, there are 21 other languages recognized as scheduled languages by the Constitution. That means 22 languages have been recognized as scheduled languages. Children, a candidate in an examination conducted for the central government position may opt to take the examination in any of these languages. States too have their own official languages. Much of the government work takes place in the official language of the concerned states. Children, the leaders of our country adopted a very cautious attitude in spreading the use of Hindi. According to the Constitution, the use of English for the official purposes was to stop in 1965, but many non-Hindi speaking states demanded that the use of English to continue. Children, because of this, in Tamil Nadu, this took as a movement, a violent movement. Then the central government responded by agreeing to continue the use of English along with Hindi for the official purposes. Unlike Sri Lanka, if you remember, in Sri Lanka, what the government has done, they have declared Sinhala as their national language. Children, promotion of Hindi continue to be the official policy of Government of India, but promotion does not mean that the central government can impose Hindi on the states where people speak a different languages. The flexibility shown by the Indian political leaders help our country avoid the kind of situation that Sri Lanka finds itself in it. Next, restructuring the center-state relation is one more way in which federalism has been strengthened in practice. Though Indian Constitution has demarcated the powers of union and the state government, children, still the union government or the central government can have influence over the state in many ways. In the past, central government many times misused the constitution to dismiss the state government that were ruled by the rival parties. This undermined the spirit of federalism. The Indian scenario was changed after 1990. This was the beginning of the era of a coalition government at the center. Now children, what is a coalition government? Coalition government means when no single party gets a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, the major national parties had to enter into an alliance with many parties including several regional parties to form a government at the center. Children, it led to a new culture of power sharing and respect for autonomy of state government. This trend was supported by major judgment of the Supreme Court that made it difficult for the central government to dismiss state government in an arbitrary manner. Now, I think children, how is federalism practiced in our country is clear to you. Now, we'll move to the next topic, that is decentralization. Decentralization means when power is taken away from the central and the state governments and given to the local government, we call it as a decentralization. Children, we have already noted that the federal government have 2 or more tiers of government, but a vast country like India cannot be run only through these 2 tiers. States in India are as large as independent countries of Europe. In terms of population, Uttar Pradesh is bigger than Russia. Maharashtra is about as big as Germany. Many of these states are internally very diverse. So, we need power sharing within these states. federal power sharing in India needs another tier of government below that of the state government. This is the rationale for the decentralization of power, thus resulted in a third tier of government, and we call it as a local government. The basic idea behind decentralization is that there are a large number of problems and issues which are best settled at the local level, because people have better knowledge of the problem in their localities. They also have better ideas on where to spend money and how to manage things more efficiently. Besides, at the local level, it is possible for the people to directly participate in the decision making. This helps to inculcate a habit of democratic participation. Children, the need for decentralization was recognized in our Constitution. A major step towards decentralization was taken in 1992. The Constitution was amended to make the third tier of democracy more powerful and effective. Now, children, we will see the major steps that were taken towards decentralization in 1992, and they were: it is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular election to the local government bodies. That means it is compulsory to hold the elections for the local bodies. Earlier, the elections were not held regularly. Second, seats are reserved in the elected bodies and the executive heads of these institutions for the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. Third, at least one third of all positions are reserved for women. That means one third seats were reserved for women. Then the next one, State Election Commission has been created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. And fifth one, the state government are required to share some powers and revenue with the local government bodies. The nature of the sharing varies from state to state. Children, before 1992 or before decentralizations, the elections to the local government were not held regularly, and local government did not have any power or resource of their own. Because of decentralization, the state government had to share some powers and revenue. An independent election commission, state election commission, was set up. One third seats were reserved for women. Seats were reserved in the elected bodies for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes, and the elections were made compulsory. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.